Okay, so I'm doing a series of the ingredients of manifestation, and the first ingredient was intuition. So if you want to check that out, you can. There's a video in my channel, and the second ingredient was imagination. But the third ingredient that I want to talk about today is frequency, and this is very important. It's very, very important. So many people who are into the manifestation stuff, the spirituality and the law of attraction, they know, they understand and aware of the idea of the vibration, right? So when the body is a massive collection of the molecules vibrating high speed when you look at from the microscopic level. And what is the difference between frequency and vibration? I want to start there because not many people have the clear understanding distinction between the two, right? So vibration, when we say high, you are in uplifting state, such as happy or peaceful. You're not in the chaotic vibration, right? The more you feel heavy emotionally, the more you are in a doubtful state. Your vibration is heavier and then slower. Now, frequency, on the other hand, can be explained as levels of vibration, and it's like a radio station. There are different timeline. Yeah. So another language that you can use as far as the frequency is standard, or the attitude that you have, or like for instance, the example that I like to give often is there is a frequency in which couch potatoes operate, right? So they are happy, so high vibration, eating potato chips on the couch, watching Netflix. Yeah. So high vibration because they're happy and peaceful, but lower frequency because the radio station and timeline is in not in a productive or in a optimum peak performance state. On the other hand, Olympic athletes or like high performers or some sort of singers, right? They are high frequency because they have a higher standard and they're productive and they have a higher way of operating. But if they're stressed out and if they're feeling exhausted, they're in a low vibration. Yeah, does that make sense? So high vibration doesn't mean high frequency. High frequency doesn't mean high vibration, right? It's both are different. And frequency is more tied into your identity, right? Identity, that the main ingredients of identity is your belief. And belief is what's real for you in this physical world. That's what belief is. And when you see yourself that is something is possible for you, this is real for my life. You have, and you're operating from a certain belief, and that is your identity, how you're seeing and feeling yourself in this world. That creates a certain frequency that you operate, the radio station and the timeline. So let me give you a little bit example around the conversation of frequency, because this is so important. And this is probably one of the things that holds a lot of people back from manifesting something. Yeah. So if you are practicing manifestation, you are aware of how you can utilize the mind and imagining and feeling the feeling of the fulfillment of the desire. Let's say if you're into Neville Goddard, right, which is a fantastic teacher of manifestation, you can be in that feeling and you can act and behave exactly the way that you have been behaving in a past present timeline frequency radio station, because internally you're thinking, but then your subconscious mind has not yet shifted to the new version. So the behavior and the way that you're operating in this world stays exactly the same place. But what we need to do is, and then often people do this. This is probably one of the strongest, powerful message that I can offer. Many people operate from the past, present self because they are surrounded by the consequence that allowing them to think and feel that they are not ready. They think that it's not here. Yeah. And I cannot stress enough that your consequence and environment has been created 100% based on your frequency inside. So one of the key factors in shifting the frequency is to make a decision. Yeah. Making a decision that you're going to live this way, making a decision to you're going to operate in a certain way. That's why um, enrolling in something or changing the country to live or to have a drastical shift, right? I want you to think of any occasion where you made a decision because something was so painful and you needed to make a decision, or you are led to make a decision because of the consequence. There wasn't any other choice, right? There is an internal shift, right? You flip that switch internally to operate in a certain way. That is a different radio station, different timeline, frequency that you are stepping up into. And that is going to be the message that we send to God, infinite intelligence, that we are ready to receive. So many people utilize imagination and practice feeling being in that state, which is a fantastic practice. You can journal stuff. You can go through the visualization audio to change the energetic state temporarily, right? But then when you open your eyes and when you actually do something, you want to come from that decision made place to act from the end result. And that is a flip in the frequency. And it's interesting because many people, I get this comment very often that, I don't feel ready just yet, right? And the readiness is tied into the condition and external circumstance for most people. But readiness is a decision that you can make. And it's very interesting. The prerequisite of decision is whether it resonated with you to go to the next place, right? Because in order to step into a different frequency, you must let go of the old. You cannot tune in to two different radio stations at the same time, right? So many people are married to the past present version of us and almost addicted to be in that state, even though you know that it's not serving you fully, yeah. But then the familiar version of us wants to stay connected to it, right? So letting go of that requires a radical jump and the departure from your past present self, and that sort of makes people postpone because you want it, but then subconsciously you want to kind of stay comfortable with it, right? So what we want to do is to recognize that and begin eliminating and removing all the patterns that belong to the past present radio station and begin identifying how would I be acting, how would I be operating if I were already in this radio station, and then make a decision to go there first and then begin acting and practicing being there all the time. So frequency is a level of vibration, and it consists of your decision and the standard of how you're operating, and it consists of identity and what's real for you, how where you're looking at the world from. One of the practices and what I love about Neville's work is that he talks about thinking from the end, not of it, right? So you're not going to that end result, but you're already there, and then begin acting from that place. So the decision is already made internally, regardless of the external circumstance. And then what you want to do is to begin noticing where in my activities and behavior I am still dragging the past radio station, and begin cutting off all of those, because deciding means to cut off all the other possibilities and stepping into that new frequency and begin operating from that place and being consistent to make that as your dominant vibration and frequency. And you're sending the universe that I am ready, putting things together so you can really inform the infinite that you're ready, and then the things that resonating with the same frequency will start appearing in front of you. And it's important to think that this is easy. It's important to feel that we're playing around with this, energetics. And when you do so, you are going to be moving into the next frequency at ease. And it just becomes a fun game that we're playing in this physical world. So number 3 ingredients of the manifestation is frequency. Let me know what your take on and insights and anything that spoke to you the most. If you have any comments, a question, feel free to use that comment below. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.